Hello, my dears. I am happy to be back to present another lesson for you, my dears. And I hope you are doing well. And I want to say that I miss you and I love you very much. My dears, as you know, last lesson, okay, we finished Unit 11, okay, the whole of Unit 11 with the grammar, plus the grammar. And I explained the grammar. And I left, you know, the homeworks for you to do. Okay, the blanks I leave in the activities. That means those are for you, you know, as a homework. My dears, in this lesson we go to page 114. Okay, Unit 12, the last unit of our book, of our class book. Holiday time. Okay, Unit 12 and Lesson 1. This is the story. As you know, in the beginning of each unit we have a story. Okay. And we will go to the story, and then you will, you know, have to answer some questions about the story. Listen carefully so you understand the story as I read it slowly. Then you can practice reading it. In picture 1 here, Tom, this is hard work, isn't it? Libby, keep going, Tom. We have to keep this dolphin wet. This dolphin, okay, wet. Picture 2. Tom, how much longer can it survive on land? Libby, I don't know. I wish I knew. Picture 3. Hey, that's Ed and Kate, isn't it? Yes, they are, with Finn and a rescue team. Do you think it will survive? So Libby asks. The man says, you know, one of these, you know, rescue men. Yes, I think so. It's a good thing you found it and knew what to do. Look at picture 5. It's gone. Okay, as you can see, you know, the dolphin is in the water again. I hope it is all right, you know, out there. It'll be fine now. You save its life. It will be busy finding its family again now. Okay, it will be busy. It will go after, you know, its family, you know, to rejoin them. And the last picture, the next day, Kate, look, it is the dolphin. It looks very peaceful in the sea. Okay, they are looking at the dolphins, you know, the friends. Libby, fantastic. It has found its family and friends again. Okay, so it looks like the dolphin has found its family again. My dears, here we have a activity. Okay, and I did, you know, two of the, you know, points, and I left, you know, the others for you. Number 1 is then look at number 2. Libby is worried because she doesn't know how long the dolphin can survive on land. Okay, this is straight from the story. 3. Kate, Ed, and Finn arrive, okay, F, with a rescue team. So these 3 friends, you know, arrive with a rescue team, as you can see in this picture. Okay, my dears, now we go to page 115. You know, activity 1. We have some new words to learn. Okay, they come with the words here. Okay, basic is an adjective. Okay, when you know, they describe a place as basic. For example, the hotel. Okay, is basic. Okay, is very basic. Okay, for example, the house is very basic. Okay, that means with only the necessary things, meaning there isn't, you know, any expensive stuff in it, and it isn't comfortable at all. It is very, very basic, simple. And the second one, busy. When they say that, for example, the shopping mall is busy. Okay, it's full of, you know, people and activity. There's a lot of activity, people coming and going. Cheap, costing only little money. When they tell you this pencil is cheap. Okay, dull. When they say this activity, for example, football is dull, that means it's boring, not interesting. Expensive, costing a lot of money when something is expensive. Luxurious, very comfortable and full of beautiful things. Okay. Peaceful, when something or somewhere is peaceful, that means it's quiet and there's no activity or noise or that kind of thing. Stimulating, when they tell you that this activity is stimulating. For example, hiking is stimulating. So that means it is interesting and exciting. Okay. It excites you. Okay, it makes you enjoy it, so you enjoy it. That's why it is stimulating. And after this, you circle, you know, on either side of these, you know, slashes. What I mean that the words are written, in italic, okay? And you have to circle the correct answer, the correct word, okay? Number one is then. Number two, the hotel was very, luxurious. Why? It had a pool, restaurants, and very big rooms. That's why it was luxurious, okay? Number three, it was very quiet and beautiful in the mountains. In the mountains. It was so peaceful, okay, because there was no noise. And number four, we didn't have much money, so we found a cheap restaurant. Why? Because we didn't have, much money. Ideas. When you are done with that, you come to, this box. In this box we have what? We have silent letter. Silent letter in a word, for example, see, like what? It is written. The letter is written, but it isn't pronounced. For example, W is written. It is used in writing, but we don't read it when we say the word. We say right. Okay, we leave out the W. Right, no, wrong, snow. Okay, and we have the silent letter H, and it makes a H sound. What, honest, white, and hour. Do you see, them? When you come to this exercise is, in activity 4, is to circle the silent letter in these sentences. Okay, so you read the sentences, okay, and your job is to circle the silent letter. For example, in the first one, W is silent. Look at the snow, it is beautiful. Okay, look at number 2. Tim is a very honest boy, so the H is silent because we studied it here. Number 3, the lesson lasts an hour. The H is silent as well because we studied it here. Number 4, what is her name? Okay, the W is, my apologies, okay, the H is silent and also the E in the end. Okay, because we don't read the E. Name, that's it. Okay, and your job is to circle the silent letters in the other sentences. Okay, it's very easy. H is silent in these words and W is silent in these words. That's all you have to know. And in your workbook on page 126 and until 134, you can find an exercise like this. Okay, it also talks about silent letter. You can check your dictionary for and Google. Okay, you can even Google about silent letters in words, and it also can provide you with another list. My dears, we will not study grammar for this lesson because I will leave grammar and I will save it for next lesson because I need to explain it in detail. And now we go to our reading, the text we have on page 118. And here we have, a travel blog. This is about the family. This family, they are from Canada, okay? But they decide to travel. They decide to travel around the world, and let's see where do they plan to go and what do they do when they get there. Okay, for example, they travel to India and they discover, they go to discover many interesting places, and they explore it and they have a lot of fun, and we will read it, and your job is to read it 2 or 3 times, and there are new words in this. Okay, so if you have to, you can use a dictionary. So it is a travel blog. You can also read and listen at the same time, my dears. You already know this. Travel blog, my year around the world. Okay, I am Sarah, I am 12 years old, and this is my blog. Blog is like a page. Okay, it's like a Facebook page. Okay, you write things in it. We left Canada in January when Mom and Dad decided they wanted us to give up our lives in Canada and go traveling for a year. They said they wanted us to learn about lots of different things around the world. My apologies. Around the world, by seeing them all. It was the start of a big adventure. So they were planning to have an adventure. On day 1, we flew to Delhi. Delhi is in India. Okay, what an amazing place it was. So busy and noisy. There were hundreds of rickshaws. Guys, this is important. Rickshaw Okay, it is like a vehicle, but you know, it is pulled by a, you know, bicycle, or sometimes, you know, people, you know, hold hold it, and as they drive, you know, in the streets in Delhi, in India. Okay, search this, Google this, and you can, you know, see pictures. Okay, and motorbikes and cars driving around, people shouting and rushing everywhere. Rushing meaning going, you know, everywhere quickly. We spent a couple of days in Delhi and then went by train all the way down to the coast of Kerala. Coast meaning it is close to the sea. Okay, to Kerala. The journey took 4 days, so it took them 4 days, but it was so interesting to sit on the train and watch the sights out of the window, to watch the places, you know, out of the window of the train. Okay, we stopped in a fantastic town called Varkala. There were palm trees on the beach, white sand and great sunshine. We sat on the beach for a few hours, then we decided to do something really exciting. We went on an elephant ride, as you can see, you know. In Delhi, just in Delhi, in India, you know, they use elephant, you know, for, you know, riding, to going to different places. Okay, and so we traveled through the jungle and across rivers. Okay, it was so exciting, and it was scary being so high up on an elephant, but it was still great fun. Unfortunately, my brother Dan hated it because he doesn't like heights. So his brother, you know, Dan, maybe he was, you know, afraid of heights. Okay, that's why he didn't like it. After Varkala, we spent a few days on a house boat. You know, this is the houseboat. It is just a house, but it is on a boat, a moving boat. Okay, the boat can move, you know, around, and you can, you know, live and stay in the house. Down a river, we stopped once at a village and met a local family who invited us to eat with them. The food was traditional food from Kerala. It was quite spicy. Okay, when something is spicy, it is, you know, bitter. It has a very, very strong flavor. Okay, and full of different flavors. After all, the local children taught us a traditional Indian board game called caroms. Okay, it's a board game. You know, it's a game. They play it on boards. We also did some fishing from the boat, and I caught my first fish. We cooked it and it tasted great. We are going to spend a few days in Kerala, and then we were going to Sri Lanka. Okay, so they were the plan was to spend some days in Kerala, then go to Sri Lanka. I will write an update on my blog again when I arrive there. So they are on their way, according to, you know, the story, on their way to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a, you know, a neighboring country to India, and it is also in East Asia. Okay, you can Google it and find information about Sri Lanka. My dears, now you have a true and false, you know, activity. Activity 3 here. Okay, you will have to, you know, double read the text or triple read it if you, you know, if you think, yeah, that you don't understand the whole text or the whole blog. Then you come to this one. You know, it's a true and false. The family traveled by plane to India, so that is true. You know, you can check it, you know, in the text. The train journey to Kerala took a week. So this is false, because it says it took them 4 days to go to, you know, Kerala. And I will leave the other ones for you. My dears, you go to page 119 here, this page. We have some new words, okay? And these new words, you know, some of them are in the, you know, text. Our job is to put them into, you know, my apologies, to put them into these blanks, okay? But we have to, you know, understand the meaning. We have to completely understand the meaning of the sentence, then we can write down the word. Number one is done. Look at number 2. My favorite ice cream flavors are chocolate and strawberry. 2, you know, flavors of ice cream. Number 3, we went to the beach, but unfortunately the weather was bad. Unfortunately, meaning unluckily, so that it is, you know, upsetting that the weather was bad, because they were going to the beach and they were planning to have, you know, a great time. Number 4, I didn't like the funfair ride. It was too, for example, you may say scary. Okay, correct. But I will not do the other ones. Okay, I will leave them to you. My dears, when you go to, your listening practice, because we have listening and the speaking practice left. In the listening, you have to go to the, to YouTube if you don't, have the CD. So some of you may have lost the CD. It's okay. You can go to on YouTube. Just write down, Unit 12. Okay, Lesson 6. Okay, and you can listen to the listening. When you go to the listening and listen to this track, and then your job is listen again and match. You have to match these two columns. For example, India, so the food. Okay, so each country, each of these countries are famous, or their favorite things are these. So you have to find out. I didn't do this. I want you to know that I want you to have a proper listening practice, okay, to do this on yourselves. Okay, I will not help you in this, because this is totally on you to better to boost your listening. And if you have to, don't worry, you can listen to it 3 or 4 or 5 times to get the correct answer. But yes, then you go to the speaking activity. Here we have ask and answer. So this is a very useful activity, because as we used to do it in the classroom, say a group of you asked the question and another group answered. You can use these answers if you don't have a specific answer yourself. If you can't think of a specific answer, you can use these answers. It's totally okay. So my dears, I will read the questions and I will stop. You answer. Okay, when you listen to this video, you answer and choose from these options. Look at the first question. Would you like to travel around the world? So, okay. How long would you like to go for? How long would you like to go for? And, okay, pick one of these, times. 3 years, 6 months, or 1 month. Where would you like to go? I would like to go, for example, myself, I would like to go to Britain. Okay. What would you take with you? I would take, mobile phone or books or, schoolwork or diary, whatever. Times 3 years, 6 months, or 1 month. Where would you like to go? I would like to go, for example, myself, I would like to go to Britain. Okay. What would you take with you? I would take, mobile phone or books or, schoolwork or diary, whatever. What would you miss? I would probably miss, so this is a probability. So it's not a certainty, okay? You're not certain that you would miss this, okay? But this is, this is possible that you may miss something. What would you miss? I would probably miss my, phone or, favorite food or, a computer or my friends or my family or, anything or anyone even. Okay? My dears, there you go. We will explain up until here for this lesson, but I want you to go back, okay? I want you to go back to a story you guys had on page 94 and 95. 94 and 95. Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis. Okay, so in the past, my dears, let me give you some information about this story, and so you have a clear idea before you read the story. In the past, there used to be a city, okay, and this city was, in the sea, okay, in ancient Greece, and this city somehow magically, got lost in the sea. Okay, and according to this, story, there was a volcanic, eruption, and a lot of things happened. And in this story, it talks in, detail about the people who lived here and what were they doing and what happened to this small city. Okay, what caused this city to vanish? Okay, to disappear. Okay, and up until this day, up until today, people are still wondering about the true story of Atlantis. Okay, and it is sudden disappearance. Okay, what I want you to do is this. You can, double read this or triple read this. Okay, and I want you to underline the new words for yourselves. Then you can use your dictionary or you can use Google to find the meaning, and then at the same time you can listen to it, because there's a listening track in the on the CD as well. And what I want you to do is read this carefully, 2 or 3 or 4 times even. After this, come to answer these questions. Okay, we do not have time, so we may not be able to read it. I may not have the sufficient time to read this for you guys. So that's why I am giving you this as a homework. Okay, so do your best, and I'm sure you will. It will be useful for you guys, and it will help you, because reading stories is one of the effective ways to help to better your English. Okay, thank you very much, my dears. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you understood and do not have any problem with unit 12 and the things we explained. And inshallah, for next lesson, okay, I will explain grammar in detail, and we have 2 topics. See, as you know, we have wish and question tags, and I will give you enough information to understand those 2 topics. And until another lesson, I love you very, very much, and I miss you. I miss you a lot, and bye-bye.